Please do that again.
Go on, get on the mic. Go on.
Now he's shy.
Aw, he's being camera shy. Welcome back to the City of Palms podcast. Thank you for watching, viewing, and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, I don't know what you're doing. And if you have subscribed, thank you. Thank you. Even if you're watching, thank you.
How do you like the new table? Check it out.
Yeah, this table is handcrafted by the finest people in Florida.
The artisans. The
artisans in Florida.
Is that the right word?
No.
I don't know that.
No, not at all.
What's an artisan?
That's like bread, bro. Like artisan bread.
No, there's something else though. There's like an occupation, artisan. Anyways, go on.
It's the type of bread. I'm just kidding. No, but no, yeah, we built this table. For anyone, those were all jokes aside. Your boys crafted this table. Hit us up for your tables, for your table needs.
What was the total amount we spent on this thing?
I don't want to say it. Yeah, it's $45 total, all in.
Artisan, skilled craft worker. That's the definition. So
there you go.
Correct.
There you go, kid. All right. Anyway, like we're having a brief conversation before we started recording, and I'll just start things off with that. We were talking about the Celestine Prophecy, and that's a book. I think James Redfield maybe is the author. could be mistaken. I think that's right. James Redfield. Anyway, the Nine Club, if you know, that's like a skateboarding podcast. The Nine Club, shout out Chris Roberts and Roger. But the Nine Club Experience, you know, Steezus is on there, and he had talked about it a couple episodes ago. Thought you were caught up, you weren't. But
is it a nonfiction story? I'm confused. Or is it like
I believe it's nonfiction. Yeah, I believe it's nonfiction. Yeah, it's got to be based on true events.
But it's not like an autobiography sort of thing, or like an informational piece. It's a story that you read about like characters.
Well, it's a story. Well, but it's not like. I think it's like his story, or like, you know, he maybe changed the names, but it's like talking about a story and you meet certain people along the way, and it's like, yeah, so there's like definitely people, but the overall grand scheme of thing is it's talking about like a more in-depth version of life. Like there's much more to life on like inside and out, dude. It's crazy. It's wild.
Is it written in first person or third person?
It's written in third. Yeah. Well, I'm listening to it, so.
Yes, but does it say I went here and da 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 da, or does it say John was da 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 da?
I. It says I went here.
Oh.
Is that first person?
Mm-hmm.
First person. Okay. Yeah, I was never good at that. But anyway, so the book, it spoke so much to me today because today I started reading it and listening to it on Audible, and it's like it's powerful, man. Like I keep saying dude. I'm trying to cut back on that. So I'm trying to right now, dude, for the rest of the episode, not gonna say it at all.
All right. You know what you want to say. So say it.
All right. Give me a brief moment of silence to get these thoughts incorporated.
Red leather, yellow leather.
I'm deleting all likes right now from my vocabulary. All right. So the book, in one part of it, he speaks about coincidences and how you should pay more attention to the coincidences that happen in your life or that take place, that you might just think, you know, you look back on and you're like, I met that one person, or like, because have you ever met someone or like met something or like went somewhere and you just had that feeling like I'm in the right place right now, or like this, or like even if it's like someone, if you're like looking at somebody and you're like something feels like I should say hi to that person, or like I should like get to know that person, and then like you could like there's ways you could take it. He talks about insights in the book, and these are like there's different insights as to in this. I think the one I'm talking about is the fourth one, but one of them is also like overlooking that coincidence. I think that's the sixth one where you overlook it, and I could be mistaken. I don't want to get ridiculed for that, but where you overlook it, like, because think about if you meet someone and you're thinking I should something feels like I should like go say hi or something, but then you don't get the chance to. That that's one thing. Like if you don't end up doing it, then it's just like I don't know. It's like the book portrays like you take it.
Like it'll affect your whole life. Like if you have a feeling of like I want to get to know that, I should go say hi to that person. Like if you do act on that gut feeling, it's gonna create a ripple effect across your entire life. Or if you don't ever,
I mean, the book's not saying it's like a butterfly effect like that, but it's more so saying what you'll learn from it, that given experience, or because, or I don't know, like. I don't really know, because there's even been times where it's like I may see someone at the skate park and I may get that feeling like he seems like we could be friends or whatever, like he seems like a really cool person. I'm just getting this vibe where it's like he would be cool, but I don't say nothing. But then it's like gradually, like still never say something. See him twice, still didn't say nothing. 3 times, maybe it's like good trick here and there, and then it's like slowly and surely it graduates to like. Then we're skating together, and then I'm hitting them up to like skate, and it's like these are happening. These are how I got the skate friends I have today, and it's just been like this slow effect, and it's like I feel like the people I have in my life now are there for a reason, and
it's like the repeated coincidences that are so important to recognize, because it's not just like something like that. Like if you notice a kid at the skate park that you're like, yo, dude, that was like a dope hard flip. Like I want to go. Like he seems like someone who'd vibe with our crew or whatever. And then it's like just so happens that like next time you're at the skate park, he's there again, and you see him. And it's like you said, like the repeated coincidences is what's like, whoa, that like maybe there's like something the universe is telling me or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what I believe in. Like. I'm saying like a lot too. The universe. Like I seriously think that there's I don't believe in like destiny or fate or anything like that. But as far as the universe goes, I just sometimes I think like you say everything happens for a reason, and like some of these coincidences, it's almost like when you think back on it, you wonder like, whoa, what if I would have never spoken to that person, or like what if I would have never met that person, or never stopped or forgot my wallet and went to the da and like ran into like you think about all these things. That's like if that one thing didn't happen, my entire life would be different. You ever think about that?
Oh yeah. And also though, I don't know. It's important. I think for us as individuals to like not. Like again, dude.
You've been saying it. It's all good.
Really? Yeah. I thought I did so good on the second. Like once I said it. It was like
second sentence. You said like it.
Really?
You said twice. Yeah.
Dude, I thought I was doing so good.
They're filler words though, and it's not that bad. It's everyone uses filler words. I say That's my filler thing. Is You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people say some people say like.
Yeah, good. there was a snippet that I don't know if you ever saw the Joe Rogan and Wiz Khalifa. There was a snippet where someone took like all the times Wiz Khalifa said. He said like, yeah, yup. Like that was his thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yup.
Yeah. That's so funny. He said it like 102 times or something crazy.
I do remember that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, yup.
But anyway, yeah, about the book. It was crazy. Like it's crazy how the events that took place in my life led up to me listening to the book, and now how I feel listening to the book. There's certain things to talk about that I can't even begin to explain. But I will say one thing, and for me, like someone who like believes in God, like pretty religious and stuff, but I also have a very open mind, and like it's to the point where I'm not gonna like I definitely read my Bible, like seek my Bible to like get the Word of God, because I want to like build that relationship. Yeah. But I don't like practice. I'm saying like a lot, man.
It's all good.
But I don't practice. Like I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't. I don't know. I think religion.
You don't dismiss other viewpoints as readily as some other people.
That's something that I think gets like some people might look at you and be like, "Oh, you're a Christian? Well, so you think this, you think that." It's like, no, I believe in God, and like I believe their views for the most part, but like don't start stereotyping me.
Yeah, it's how you choose to live your life. I believe all
sorts of things. Yeah. And so it's interesting listening or reading to the Celestine Prophecy, because I don't know yet. Like I said, The audiobook is about a 9-hour audiobook, and I'm like 4 hours into it right now, and I don't know exactly which standpoint it stands as far as like, because you know how science and religion have always been like clashing heads.
Yeah.
It talks viewpoints from both, and what I've gathered from it is like what I've always felt ultimately, which it's like, for me personally, this is a little deep for just getting into the episode, but I will say just briefly, for me personally, what I believe is like, I don't want to chop it up too much. I believe like mainly Christian views, like strong Christian views, and I go to a Christian church and have a Christian Bible, if that's a thing. I don't know. I've been introduced to it through Bree, who's now my wife. Got knocking over studio lights. What's new? But Bree, who's now my wife, has introduced me. Like, you know, we've been growing together in that, and I don't know exactly where I'm going, but yeah, basically, like, I don't know if you really want to dive into it. Religion to me, or not even religion, but kind of ties in what the book talks about, and it's like overall, yeah, I do think there's like, you know, a God, and I mean, there's definitely a God, and like, as far as the beliefs of the religion and Christianity goes, like Jesus dying on my cross for my sins, I believe all that too, but I also believe that you can build a relationship so strong with God that you're almost elevated. You're almost like a Super Saiyan, and I'm not even capping. I'm not even capping. Look at Justin Bieber. Look at Kanye West. Like, these are elevated celebrities because they've locked in this relationship with Christ, and like, not even trying to cap. So yeah. Like, it's just hard. It's hard to determine right now. Like I said, I'm 4 hours in a 9-hour audio Celestine Prophecy, and I don't know yet which standpoint. Like, I don't know exactly who I want to show it to, because I don't want to show it to like someone, like one of my, you know, church friends, and then them be like, oh no, this is like totally against, you know, what we're going for, or like,
yeah,
you know, just because I don't know exactly where the book stands for. But yeah, I want someone like you to definitely read it, and if you're watching or listening to this and you've read it, hit me up in the DMs, and we'll talk about it for sure, because if you're listening to this by this point, I will have finished the book. So hit me up for sure. I'm down to chat about it. It's definitely something that's caught my interest, and just the second I heard of the name and heard one excerpt from the book, I was like, it was in the back of my mind every day, churning. Every day I thought about it, and then it was like today, all events led up. When I signed into Audible, it said, boom, pick one, any book is free. I said, oh my gosh, I got it, and then I've been listening to it. So it's been a journey. It's crazy. It's powerful. I'm telling you.
I love those moments in life when like you. Sometimes it's a book, sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's like a movie or a quote you hear, something like that, but it like directly pertains to what you've been thinking about or like struggling with. You ever have that happen where you like listen to a song?
Every Sunday when I go to church. What you mean? Yeah. That's why like going to church is so powerful. It's like you could be dealing with something, and I don't mean to keep delving back into religion.
No, yeah, just keep going.
For me personally, like, I'll be dealing with something, not expecting whatever. We go to church every Sunday, and it doesn't happen every Sunday. But typically, if I'm dealing with something, you go to church Sunday, what the pastor speaks is like to me. Like, I'm like, it's like we're having a one-on-one conversation. I just told him everything I'm going through, and it's like, it's that powerful. I got goosebumps just talking about it. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, and I get what you're saying too about songs and stuff like that, or just happening, and it's like, wow.
Yeah,
it's powerful.
That's how my conversation with Mr. Guarno went, actually. Whenever I met up with him, yeah, because I hadn't talked. He was my high school science teacher. Hadn't talked to him in years, and then he randomly reached out to me just to wonder, like, hey, how's life been? What you been up to? Because he sees my internet stuff, and yeah, we had a talk, and it was like we talked about so much, like my knee injuries and like jobs and this and that, and like it got into like I don't know if it's just because he was a good listener or something, but like we just kept talking about life, and then it got to the point where like a lot of the things that I was struggling with that day or like that week or whatever, just like really intense feelings and whatever, we ended up like talking about, and he was like relating to and being like, yeah, like I went through this, and like, and here like that's a good way to think about it, and like it was just like one of those talks that I left being like, whoa, and it was like I needed that, and it was weird that it was just a random like, hey, you want to like meet up at Starbucks and just like chat because we haven't seen each other in a while, and it's like that's exactly. It almost like it was like a coincidence, you know, like a weird coincidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel that, and like I said, man, you got to watch out for those coincidences. That could be someone you want to keep in your life for a reason, and you don't know it yet. Or the other one, another insight, bringing it back to the book, is it talks about how there's people out there, you know, in coincidental situations, or even in, you know, people you meet in life. There's people that like. You know, people have different vibes, and some people, and I know people, and if you're listening or watching, you probably know people as to what I'm about to say too. It's like some people like that. Like I'm saying, pay attention to coincidences, and in that situation, you may not know if that's someone you want to stick around or like you know, keep talking to, and like, you know, like you said, it's like all coincidental that everything going through, but because some people, they feed on. Like, they'll feed on, like, putting you down in a sense. Like, you ever talk to somebody that's, like, never wrong just by the way they word everything?
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
here's this. You ever have people do this? You'll be talking to them, and you'll say, like, they'll be saying, like, yeah, like, my dog, he bites me all the time, and, like, it's really, and then if you add it in, like, yeah, like, training dogs is so hard, and then they say, well, no, it's not even that it's hard, it's just, do you ever get people that do that?
Yeah,
they'll, like, dismiss what you said and just keep saying what they said, and I'm like, hey, how about we have a conversation?
I know, yeah, some people, yeah, I don't know.
What, you said that was one of the insights, though? That there's people that, like, feed off of, like, bringing you down?
Like, yeah, because, you know, yes, exactly that. Like, you know, when you go into a conversation and it's nothing but, like, bad vibes, and it's strictly, like, the person, it's like, it's no matter your answer, like, they would just get mad, or like, if they ask you a question, no matter your answer, it would just come back with, like, more questions or concern, you know? It's never, like, for instance, I don't know. I don't want to bring up, because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I definitely have people like in my mind.
You use random names, make up names.
Nah, that's not gonna work. I don't have a situation planned out to where like people will crack the code. But
I get it.
It's.
I know what you're saying though.
It's hard, yeah. To
where nothing you say is right.
Yeah, and like they'll keep changing what they've said at first just to make sure they're not right. Like, that broom over there is green. If I look real quick and glance it and just say it's blue, and then we're talking about it later, and I say that blue broom, and then like you're like, what blue broom? And then you're like, that broom over there is green, and I'm like, well, yeah, but when did I say it was blue? It is green. And you're like earlier you said it was blue, and I was like, no, it's green. You know what I mean? Like, just like airing out what I said earlier. Like, you're like, dude, I know you said blue broom. You know, it's like that's just like that's like a light example, but. There's people like that do that every time just to like, so when you walk away from a conversation like that, you're like, you're thinking to yourself, you're like, did he say blue broom? Or am I like losing it? Like, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to a situation where you might be at work and someone says, hey, unload that pallet. You're unloading the pallet, and they come, why are you unloading that pallet? You just said to. Or working at a restaurant, you run into a situation where it's ran by multiple different managers, or a storefront retail store ran by multiple different managers, multiple different viewpoints. So one manager tells you one thing, oh yeah, Danny, you're good to clock out. The other manager comes around the corner 20 minutes later, where's Danny? He clocked out. I sent him home. We're slow. No, you should have. I was going to have him clean the whole storage shelves while we're slow. You know what I mean? Like, these are examples I'm starting to think of where it's just like, I don't even know.
You think we should take a break pretty soon? We're going about 20 minutes. Yeah, let's take a quick break. Enjoy the ads in the meantime, and we'll be right back for part 2. The City of Palms podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions, like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show onto all the apps people use? How do I make money from the podcast? And the answer to all this is really simple: Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Me and Danny searched all over the internet for different outlets for distributing and recording and for websites that would host our podcast, and a lot of them you have to pay money or it's really complicated, and especially for someone just starting out. And Anchor really was an answer to all that because you can record straight on Anchor. It's very user friendly and it's totally free. We don't have to pay a penny to use this, and so it's great for anyone who's wanting to start out. And so if you're wanting to start your own podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
Look, whoever, I'm going to straight up say it right now on air. Whoever said Yeti holds ice for more than 24 hours is bullshit lie. I filled this cup up with ice and water when I got here, and it's no longer has ice in it.
What? After you talked him up so big when you first got that cup.
You can have this cup back.
You're like, dude, car literally caught on fire.
Yeah, that would never happen. Never happen.
There actually wouldn't be a cup left.
Eternity.
The cup would be melted. Gohan's being so good.
What they probably did for that picture is the freaking guy checking out his truck. Like, once it's on fire, he's like, I'm going to put this in there. Take a picture. Oh, yeah, my Yeti.
Everything is black.
How's your Yeti so clean, too? You know?
It's like no ash on it or anything. How is that?
Wow, that's cool.
All right, we're back. Hope you enjoyed those ads. Dude, the other day at Aldi, you ever just, like, see a person in like, life, and they just look like a cartoon character? Like, they just have this, like, archetype or whatever, you know? Like, people probably think that of me, because I have this, like, you know, I'm always...
Well, dude, you remember that skull from the Tales in the Crypt?
Tales from the Crypt?
You remember the Tales from the Crypt?
Tales from the Crypt, yeah, the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, the Crypt... Dude, I used to work with that dude. For real. For real.
He always saying those spooky puns.
No, he just looked just like him. Yeah, just looked
Where
just
was
like
that?
Him. I don't want to say the name, but it's at a country
Restaurant?
club I worked at.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you meant construction or restaurant job.
Yeah, no, it was a country club. He was the kitchen manager for a little bit, which got scary there. Yeah.
But I saw this one dude the other day at Aldi, and he like, okay, so this is what he was wearing. The shirt's a little unrelated, but he had a shirt that's immediately caught my eye. It said, "I listen to Slayer, so I don't choke people." And immediately I was just like, "Huh? Slayer's dope." That's not what I'm getting into. But and then so he had backwards hat. He looked kind of like a surfer dude, but like a construction worker, like surfer dude. He had like pretty hair. You know, he was like older, probably like 40, but he had like pretty hair and like some like peppered facial hair. And he had the phone holder on his belt. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Classic.
And jean shorts and some like work boots.
Some jorts.
No. He was wearing sandals. He was wearing nice sandals.
Right.
With socks on. And then like the clip and the hair, and he had his sunglasses up, you know? And then his phone rings. Take a guess of what his ringtone was, real quick.
Eye of the Tiger.
It doesn't have anything to do with Slayer, by the way.
Was I wrong when I said Eye of the Tiger?
It wasn't either.
All right, let me get another guess then. So we got this guy, and we got...
Just based on that image, what do you think his ringtone would be?
Was I close when I said Eye of the Tiger, like genre-wise?
A little bit. I'm
gonna say Roxanne.
No.
All right, let me get one more.
Think about
Bon Jovi. It's what?
Living on a Prayer. That's a great guess. That's a good guess. But no, here's what his ringtone was. I hope you can hear this on this. Oh, stupid ads. Oh, no. We're not getting paid for this.
And we're getting...
demonetized. Yes. Demonetized. Yes.
Oh, word. He probably pulled up in that 93 Isuzu, too. That Modelo Isuzu. You're my chica five, yes, sir.
Because when I saw
that song went hard, too.
Because when I saw him, and then I just get this, like, he just had that, like, whole, like character about him. I was just like, interesting looking guy. And then his phone rings, and I just, and I'm like, oh my god, of course.
Yes, dude.
It's one of those songs, though.
That's awesome.
Do you ever have...
Who sung that? Is that Limp Bizkit?
No, I didn't know. I thought that I would have known once I Googled it, because I wanted to know what that song was, because I didn't know what it was called. I Googled it. It's, Crazy Town or something like that. Like I never even heard of them.
Isn't that weird?
Maybe they're
How like songs that like that, how like you just hear and you know that you've heard like throughout your life, and then like you're like, oh, that's that person, or like, or
and
you're like,
never knew.
yeah, or you're like, who sings that, and like you never knew the name. It'll be like, oh, that's Rachel's Angel by freaking the death of the, you know what I mean? Like for instance, Roxanne. Do you know who sings Roxanne? Like that's a song we all know. I just found out the other day. Do you know who actually sings that?
No, I don't.
It's a band called The Police. Like,
oh, I know The Police, but I didn't know that they sang it.
Yeah, wow. I guess they sing that.
Are there any bands or artists or anything like that where you can hear literally anything from them and like it?
Oh yeah.
Like any song that they've ever made, you can probably turn on and jam to. Who? Because one of mine is Green Day, dude. I could hear Billy Joe just say like anything, and it'd be pretty cool.
That's tough for me. Any song, to throw any song in there they've ever made and jam to. Like, I will say,
are there any like hip hop people that you could? Because that's tough.
Like breaking it down for album, like I can listen to C Stunna, shout out C Stunna, his new album Stunna Season. I can listen to that, and I do multiple times, like front to back, no skips. So I listen to an album with no skips.
Yeah, maybe hip hop's actually
important.
Easier to, because a lot of times with hip hop, it's one dude. And like he has a certain like flow about like, you know, he has like that cadence and flow that like makes him, that his like musical style. When if it's a band, they have like lots of different like.
Yeah, but I mean every song is a little scary to think about, just because it's like, you know, my favorite rapper, I don't even have like a favorite, but like someone who I definitely listen to a lot, which is like, and I'm talking like mainstreams, is like, you know, where it's like someone everyone would know, or like who has like a lot of songs out there, like not just locally. It would be like, I'll just say Lil Baby, and I definitely don't like every single song that he puts out, but
I actually don't like any song. I don't think I like any Lil Baby.
Really?
Yeah.
You just haven't heard probably the right ones.
Probably not. I just don't like, honestly, like, yeah, maybe just the ones I've listened to, because I've heard like features of his or songs of his that feature people like
You cannot, I'll say right now, you cannot listen to a song where Lil Baby's featured unless you're listening to one of his boys, like 42 Doug or Gunna, if he's featured on a Gunna. Like that's when he's gonna go hard. But it's like, I forget who it was. I was seeing the other day this one rapper. Oh, it's Lil Mosey. Lil Mosey's up and coming rapper. He just got a Lil Baby feature, and it's a hot song right now. It's called Back at It. And it's like, you can so tell that Lil Baby's verse, he put zero effort in it. He probably wrote it at the studio, like you know what I mean? He just like, or not even, you know, he probably like just freaking, I don't even know.
Dr. Seuss rhymes.
Yeah, put zero thought into it.
That song, London or The London or whatever it's called, whose song is that? Because it's featuring like J. Cole.
Oh my gosh, that's got a lot of songs. I think London. I think that's a J. Cole. The London.
No, I think he's the feature. I think J. Cole's definitely one of the features on it, but I thought it was a Lil Baby song.
I think it's a Mike Will. I don't want to sound dumb right now. Let me see. Watch this.
But anytime it gets to his part, I skip it. I gotta admit.
Siri, who sings The London with J. Cole?
The London featuring
It's a young.
J. Cole
Whoa,
and
that's
Travis
loud.
Scott.
That's a Young Thug song.
Wait, is Lil Baby even in that?
I don't know. I don't want to pull it back up. But yeah, no.
He's not.
Nah, probably not.
Bad
Probably not, because that was off Young Thug's, like, I don't even know if I pulled up. I don't even know if the song that she pulled up was the right one, to be real. I truly don't. But yeah.
Anyways, speaking of Dr. Seuss rhymes, the opposite of Dr. Seuss rhymes, real quick, we could do a little bit of bars and rhymes. Are you down?
What you got?
Because I brought up this verse. So Lutz has been on the podcast a couple times, as well as Darby.
Shout out
and
Lutz.
He's been keeping in contact with me over social media, sending me random like songs of MCs who, because he knows, like he's super into wordplay like I am when it comes to hip hop, and he's been sending me random songs and verses that he thinks I would dig, and he sent me this song the other day. And do you know King Crooked?
Heard of him.
Because I've never really heard of him until or I hadn't really listened to him a lot until the most recent Eminem album. Anyways, there's this song that's Joel Ortiz and King Crooked, neither of which I've really listened to that much. But Lutz sent me a verse from this song, and I was like, whoa, that's fire. So I looked up the song, and dude, I'm just gonna read this, and just keep in mind, I'm a fan of wordplay and rhyming. Don't get that camera, dude. And so I'm just gonna read this, and we'll see what we make of it. Hopefully, I can get it first try, because I don't know, I might mispronounce something. Anyways, so this is King Crooked's verse 2.
Okay.
He says, "The pendant is white diamonds. I'm just chilling on my infinite villain shit. Like pirates, I'm sicker than Mike Myers. I got 20 years in the game. I seen the whole thing. Young brothers trading their publishing for a gold chain. Execs never act alone. Take turns butt fucking their artists with a saxophone. Damn, that's a cold train. This black minority never will I lack authority. My hammer sorcery got me wondering how packed the morgue will be. Better act accordingly. Yeah, this cat's gory. I rap horror because y'all categorically rapping horribly."
Wow.
Like, the way he weaved in those, like, consonant sounds with vowel sounds.
That was finesse for sure.
Dude, and the wordplay, dude, because that's the thing, is what we were talking about over this text thread was, it's so dope when people can create a cool song that sounds awesome to, like, anyone, like, on the radio or whatever. Like, Eminem's a good example. He can create songs that anyone can jam to because they just sound good music. But then when you look into every single line, like, execs never act alone, take turns butt fucking their artists with a saxophone. Damn, that's a cold train.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's dope.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Some people aren't into it. Some people aren't into that, like, lyrical miracle, like, whatever, which is whatever, but I am. So if you are too, listen to that back and look up the song because it's fucking dope.
Yeah, that's definitely true. There's a lot of people that like, you know, prefer like just hype, mumble, drill, rap, like whatever.
There's room for all of it. That's
yeah, no, for sure. I'm a fan of it all, but I definitely like. There's a certain feeling that like passes through me. It's like, you know, when you get really high on a swing and that like you feel like those butterflies in your stomach when you like get too high. Mm-hmm. That's like what I feel almost when I'm hearing like something in what you just said, but when it's in a song, you know, and you're breaking it down for the first time, or it's like, you know what I mean? Like when you listen to J. Cole rap on a song, and it's like, and he's like he's saying one thing, and you're vibing to the song, and then when you really break down the lyrics, you're like, oh my gosh, that's like what he said.
And dude, especially with people like those dudes, like in those songs and Eminem, people I just referenced, like those masters of language. Every time you listen to a song, you'll hear a bar where you saw the double entendre already, but then you hear it again, you're like, or when you see it written, sometimes when it's written, they'll spell things a certain way so that it's like, makes it a triple entendre.
For sure,
and it's like, what? And then not only to point out a lot of this stuff, we probably don't understand the references, you know? Like another thing in that song, he says something about having a black thought. He said something like, da-da-da, all I have are black thoughts. I'm rooted in this. And anyone who knows hip hop, Black Thought is one of like the illest like wordsmiths out there, and he's from the Roots crew, you know, Black Thought and the Roots. And so that line, anyone could just read that as like, I had a black thought, I'm rooted in this, da da da. But hip hop heads read that and they're like, oh, and they see the extra layer of intricacy. Crazy. And to think like, think about writing a song where every verse is composed of all of these little like weaving of like ideas and hints and Easter eggs and like whatever while rhyming, you know. I'm just sounding like a big old nerd right now.
Well, it's fascinating. It really is.
But anyways, I mean, we don't have a whole lot longer, so I guess we could just drastic transition. I wanted to talk about skating a little bit because I've been skating, dude.
You've been skating, man. I've been skating. I want to talk about skating. I could talk about skating all day. I love skateboarding, man.
Yeah, and you and I haven't talked about it one-on-one in a while, so how have you been enjoying skating? You've been getting good, bro.
Thanks, man.
You did a big spin. You didn't do the back disaster. You did big spin axle stall, right? That's the one I saw at Veterans.
Yeah.
And you said you haven't done it to disaster successfully?
Not yet, no.
You will, though.
I've got it, though, to axle. I did it the other day before you guys pulled up when we met there on Saturday on the 4th of July. I did it that day, like, second or third try, like, right when I got there, like, warming up. I was like, wow. And I was like, it's early to be landing that. I was like, it takes a lot. Thanks, man. I've been trying. Like, I've been, like, steady. It's been 4 years now that I've been like solidly like, you know, on the board and really like trying to progress. And yeah, there's it's hard, dude, like, but it's so fun and it's so worth it. But it's like I'm I just said like a fucking 1,000 times. Well, because I have clips on my phone that I'm trying to make a video of when we went to Veterans the other day. It's not like up yet, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But one of the tricks I did in there was scary, dude. Like the fear, like it's fun. It's fun to do, but there is like this feeling that I don't really get until it's like time to commit. Because like you can throw a trick and make it look like you got it, and that's one thing. But rolling away, especially when you're like on a ramp or on a rail on a box.
Yeah, to put your feet on the board
the whole time. Yeah, it's like and roll away at the, like.
It's like that with the stair set too. Like I've noticed
for sure.
Sometimes it's a bit bad habit to get muscle memory of bailing, because like with frontside flips, that was how it was for me. I would get scared, so every time I'd like be warming up to go down the stair set, I'd do a frontside flip, perfect, catch it, kick it, land, roll. And I just got so used to that I would do a perfect frontside flip, catch, kick, land, roll.
Yep.
And that was my muscle memory. When my muscle memory should have been training to catch, you fucking get your feet ready and land on that shit. But it's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's scary.
And I don't know if it's as much. Muscle memory is a good way to put it. I always just tend to think of it as like for instance, if I'm learning a new trick, like that the big spin to axle stall on the quarter pipe. It took me a while. It took me a lot of like tries of going back there, trying it, not getting it, trying it, not getting it, and then when I finally got it, of course it's like the backboard shatters and it all makes sense now. I'm like, oh, okay. And so then you can do it because you understand like that one time is all it took, where you're like, oh, my foot had to be there, flick it that way, and like do that. And,
or even just get the feeling once of landing on the board. For a trick on a ramp or something. When you get that feeling of landing back on the ramp, it's like, okay, now I know what it feels like, and like now I know what I need to how to roll out of it.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, and it's the greatest feeling rolling away. And yeah, what I've been explaining to people now is like for me personally, it's a big reason why I just want to like document more skating in my life now is because I think I was telling you a little bit about it. I'm not sure, but like to be real, right now I'm in the peak of my skating. The peak. Think about it, and I'm gonna get better. Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm definitely going to get better. I was going to say I want to get sponsored. But it's like I have all these things. It's like, I have goals. Like, I want to get sponsored. Like, and it's like if I put in the work, then I may be able to. I'm 22. I can't, like, be a pro. Like, I don't think. Like, I just don't think I have, like, the skills or time to, like, really assess what you need to become a pro. Yeah. And better yet, a pro to where like I wouldn't have to work. Most pros still have to work and stuff. They don't. Yeah, not everyone's living like Nigel and Shane. Yeah. But yeah, it's just and honestly too, with documenting it, like without even being pro, you can get likeliness. Like look at Versace Plug. Like he's not a pro, I don't believe, but he's huge on freaking Instagram. And so it's like all the sponsorships that lead to and everything. But it's not about the sponsorships. It's just if you're gonna skate, it's like I just bought a board $70 to get it shipped to my house. $70 I paid, and now I'm about to pay you for grip. So it's like I'm not complaining.
But free product.
But yeah, free product will be dope. Especially free shoes and free anything, free wheels, free like
stickers.
Yeah,
please, anything.
Yeah, I barely ever pay for grip, and that already alone is a huge blessing. I think I've paid you one time for grip. I'm gonna pay you this time because it's like a commission. I usually just pick up something you have in the inventory, but this time I'm paying you to do that dope Kid Buu one. So.
Stay tuned for that.
That'd be dope.
I'll make a process. I might do a process video of making the stencils too. Yeah, because I've been wanting to do a video of new techniques I learned to since my first stencil making video. I've learned like way new techniques that make it way easier and way more like capabilities. I didn't want to do a new video. I'll do that with your grip. Oh yeah. I've been skating too though, dude. It's been weird.
Yeah.
It's been weird. Yeah, I was getting a little discouraged that day at the skate park at Veterans a little bit, just because like. You know how I am with skating, and you know how like I go about things, and especially Veterans. That's like the stomping ground. That's the place where I will just like 50-50 this ledge, front board this. I'll just do basic tricks, just lap around, just doing like basic tricks over and over because it's just so much fun to just loop and to just do that. And I can't right now, and it's like it's tough because first of all it hurts. I have to warm up so heavy before I can like do much. And then, like, if I were to just go out right now, and I don't know, I worked out today, so maybe not. But if I were to go out right now and try to, like, do an ollie, anything popping off of my injured leg, the leg that was injured, it will, like, hurt. Whenever I, like, jump, I'll feel it in my joint, like, pain. And, like, it always, like, worries me a little bit right when that happens, because I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to, like, kickflip today. I can't even, like, do anything. But, like, you just have to stretch. I just have to, like, do this stretching exercise like routine for like the first little bit, do some like little squat things, like maybe some jump rope, and then once I start skating it doesn't hurt whenever I pop, and by the end of the session I'm like popping whatever, like popping up things, down things, but it takes a minute, and I don't have like the duration I used to, and I'm having to relearn all the tricks, man.
Yeah, dude, It's tough. I know. I feel for you. Because I know, like you said, I know you skating, and every time I've looked at you, you've been like the reason why I'm like trying, like why I'm getting better, because it's like we skated as kids, and you were always better than me. I don't know why. I don't know how. Because it's like when I was a kid, when I was learning tricks, I just learned to, like I said at the beginning, flip it, and then like kick away. Like I could land a heel flip when I was like 5, or like when like a kid, I could land a heel flip every time, but like one-footed. Every time one-footed. But it's like that was the muscle memory. It was just flick it, land it 1 foot. And now it's freaking every time land a heel flip, but both feet. But yeah, it's like just doing that. What was I saying?
It has a lot to do
with
with
my main point.
You said when we started skating, I was better than you, and you didn't know how.
Right, and my goal is never to get better, but over time now, once we skate, like it just because what you do on a board, it looks so fun to me. Like when I was like 18, 19, or like just skating with like you and Gabe, you know, like like just starting out, like, you know,
like when you and Austin used to come to veterans.
Right, yeah.
That's weird. Think about that.
I know.
Before I moved to Pennsylvania, like 3-4 years ago or whatever, you and Austin were trying to front 180 off of that little ledge. Now you're doing frontside airs on the biggest corner of my
I know. Yeah, from that point, I know I can't believe you were there, because at that point, yeah, that was scratch. That was starting from scratch. Like I remember, like
that was when you just picked up the board again.
Yeah, that was
you and Kuntz.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I know. Yeah, me and Kuntz weren't far off. That's why, I mean, shout out Kuntz, like. But we weren't like far off skill level. Like he had it, like, you know how like some people can like ride a skateboard and then some people can't, and it's like, and by ride a skateboard I don't mean like ride down the road, but they can go to the skate park, they can like pick up, stop, turn, pick up their board, like run, you know what I mean? They can like do these things. GoPro, start recording.
Thank you.
I don't know what that was all about, but yeah, he had that, so I was like, bro, that's why I was always like hitting him up, and then yeah, he never wanted to skate, and it went like, I took off on him. But like now he watches me skate, he's like, damn, dude, and I'm like, dude, if you just would hit me back up when I hit you up to skate. I feel him though. Life's busy, but with you, man, as far as you, don't get discouraged. Like I said, like I didn't deal, like this is your second knee injury, and I haven't dealt with anything like as worse, but literally like I still get pain in my ankle to this day. Like despite like how I'm like progressing, there's still times where like some days I go out to skate and I can't skate. And I try not to do certain things like street skating. I cut out a lot of street skating just because drops, and like I noticed, like if I wanted to go skate a drop or something like that, it's like every time I got maybe eight goes on like a drop the size of like Fresh Market. Like, I mean, if I'm landing stuff, like obviously that doesn't count because it doesn't hurt when you land.
Like one primo.
Yeah, or like just like 8 like slant, or even the other day, you know, like I was trying the heel flip to front board on that rail, and that's a small flat bar, and I was just trying it, but the way I was stomping down, I stopped down on it like one too many times, just stomping on straight pavement trying to catch the heel flip, and I was just like, yo, I can't do it. It was like felt shock through my whole ankle. Some mornings when I wake up, my ankle's so stiff. It's like I get out of bed and it's like I rolled my ankle the night prior. But I had a fire session, didn't hurt it at all. What? Didn't even skate maybe. Yeah, but it's like sometimes. And what I'm learning recently, not to bring it all the way back still to the book, but like, you know, it's like, and it's like these little pieces that I've gotten. Like I told you, Paul Rodriguez with an ankle injury. A lot of skaters, they talk about eating mainly plant-based. And now this thing is talking like to get better connected with yourself. And to be like all around, like have like awesome like energy and stuff, you have to it's important to eat mainly vegetables and whole foods, and it's mainly even more important to like get them, like grow them yourself if you can, because that way you know. Whoa, did it die? It's probably full. Or yeah, it's probably dead or something. Yeah,
we can wrap it up in a minute. We still got your camera angle.
Yeah, so we just it's better, they say it's better to eat like plants and stuff in the book, whatever, but not to dive into that, but as far even Paul Rodriguez and a lot of skaters touch on that, it's going plant-based. And so I think for me personally, it's something that I'm probably going to try like for like a month where I just cut out meat completely and see like what happens. I don't know, I'm nervous.
You ever thought about getting an x-ray?
No, I don't have health insurance, so no.
Yeah, I guess. I wonder how expensive it is without health insurance. I don't know.
Although I did just get some things from Suncoast, shout out my bank, and they They are. They sent me like some. It's like hospital cash.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I have to sign up for it, but it's like their type of thing. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta look more into it. But yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to say about skating and like my current situation is like what's keeping me having fun because I'm not able to like jump down stuff yet. I'm not able to like do I'm not able to do the tricks I want to do. I have like very bare minimum skill levels, but in a way it's kind of like made it a little more fun because the way I've always gone about skating, and this is the reason that I think that I have like such consistency with the basic tricks, because I'm really not that good. Like I'm not like pro level, but I'm really good at basic tricks, doing them every time.
That's so false. That's so false. No, that's a humble brag for real. Yeah, that you're not like doing basic tricks, like for real.
Anyway,
fakey big spin to blunt is like not a basic trick.
I can't fake a big spin blunt. I blunt big spin out.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Thank you. I don't know. I'm not big spin out.
But like in like as far as like the whole range of skateboarding skill levels, I'm still like way.
Dude, you're like tier 3 or 4 for sure. I'm like tier 2.
Out of like 17 maybe. No,
the way I think of it is like the what you do into tricks, you know? Like of course you're a master at like the basic tricks. That's like no thing, but you'll pull up and do a blunt on a quarter pipe, and that's something not a lot of people can do. Like a blunt is like that's like a not a lot of people can just do a blunt.
That's one thing I pointed it out in the vlog that I did for the Veterans Day. Or of the veterans, the day we all went to veterans. In the vlog, I pointed this out where it's weird. Think about this. For you to do the trick you did to veterans, I won't say the trick, but like the trick you did to veterans that was scary for you. Think about how many people on the planet right now could do that. Like what percentage of the population of the world could do that?
Yeah.
You know, probably
that's
like
wild.
10%, maybe.
That's true.
Maybe not even. And like I think about that sometimes, and what I said in the video is that in school that's used to why I never give a fuck about like people bullying me or like anything, because like they didn't know what I was doing. After school, I was jumping down like 10 stairs, and none of them were doing that. And I would always think in my head, I'd like look around the lunchroom. This sounds stupid, makes me sound like fucking arrogant, but like I would be like, I could beat everyone in here and skate. It helped me stay confident.
I'm the best skater at Estero High School.
No. That's cool. I wouldn't think that, because there were skaters there that were better than me, but like. I would be like in a classroom or something and be like, if I played skate with every single person in this classroom, I would win. And I don't know, it's just a little thing I would tell myself sometimes to like stay confident. And,
hey,
like,
we all have our things.
But that being said, I like simplifying life as much as I can to like make, live simply so that you can just simply live. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's why when I was vegetarian, it was dope, because I would like my limit to what I could order is right here. Now with skating, I can't do everything I want to do, so I don't have to like think about like what should I be doing for that stair set, or like what all I can think is like, okay, it doesn't hurt to skate ledges, and I can do like maybe 10 tricks on this ledge without it hurting. So I want to skate for 2 hours, so let me just go do those tricks for 2 hours. Like at the skate park, you saw only tricks that I could really do without it hurting that felt good were kick flips and switch heel flips. So you saw me, I would get right across the skate park, switch heel flip. Right across the other way, kick flip. Right across the other way, switch heel flip. And I would just do them over and over and over and over. And that's always how I've skated. But difference now is my range of tricks is way less. But it's going to improve it. Like I think my injury the first time improved my skating in the long run, because I was able to focus so heavily on the basic flat ground tricks.
True.
And it's the same thing now.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, and I mean, Kelly, Kelly Hart on the 9 Club talks about like relearning tricks. He's gotten injured.
He's had
a lot.
to do it so many times.
Yeah, and I mean that's a thing. I got like I've never gotten surgery and stuff, but I can only imagine if you think about it. Think about muscle memory is a huge part of skating, and now, for instance, like you tore your ACL, which knew that ACL knew Brian Lombardo what we did.
And all the muscles that had grown
exactly,
knew.
And the way you kick flipped and shit, and now they re-tenderize it, and now it's this brand new muscle that has no clue. So now you're stepping on the board and you're trying to do the tricks that you like once had, because you know how to do them and you know where to put your feet and stuff, but the pop leg
isn't right.
Yeah, it's not there. And yeah, that's why like PT is important, and also just skating is important, because the more you skate, the more it's whatever, and then it's also like a mind thing too. I mean, once you land that one thing, like you were trying hard flips, and if you land a hard flip, it's like if you're like you're like, if you land one hard flip, you might be like, oh, I can hard flip. Well, if I can hard flip, I can probably switch tray. And then you try to switch, and it's like, oh, I can switch tray too. And then it's like,
you ever have that happen in a game of Skate where someone does a trick on you and you're like, I can't fucking do that trick, and you try it and you get close?
Well, dude, that one time, remember that one time and it's weird. I had these for a day, Vario heels.
Vario heel.
Yeah, I had them for one day. Yeah,
Who did that? On
Jake. Yeah, it was in a game of Skate. I never forget that. It was in a game of Skate with Jake, and he did them, and I was getting close. So that's what I love about playing Jake in Skate is like when you get close, or even if he knows you can do it, he'll be like, go again, go again.
I want to see you get that.
Yeah, it's sick. Jake's a hype man. So, but yeah, he ended up like just being like, go again, and I got it. I was like, wow.
I remember that.
Never again can I do that trick. So weird. Just lost him.
Anyways, we've been going about 30 minutes, so we should probably wrap it up. 2 of the 3 cameras are dead.
Oh wow. Which one are we looking at?
This one.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the table, and I hope you enjoyed the podcast too. But that table,
but mainly the table.
But that table's real nice though. That was loud because that's my ring. All right. Yeah.
Where can they find us at, dude?
They can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, not SoundCloud, but anywhere you listen to podcasts. At City of Palms Podcast. Oh, we gotta go.
Go on the intern.
We got new episodes every Monday. Stay tuned. Hit them with that outro song.
Yee.
Thank you guys for watching.